Good morning, y'all. Or should I say, good afternoon. Trying to get my apron on. Hence, we gonna make a mess. Well, Lippy makes a mess. How y'all doing today? It's cold. Let's see, yesterday, it was 80 degrees. Love and life, short sleeves. Today, it's 45, cloudy. I ain't loving it. Just saying. I wanted to cook something different, and I said, why don't I just go around the world today? Me, myself, and I. So, pulled out some breast. This is just actually about a pound. Skinless, boneless chicken breast. I cubed it up. Bite-sized pieces. And that's all I've done. All we're doing right now is we're going to season this chicken. So on this little fancy thing that I have, y'all know I just love this little tripod. I'm going to season the chicken and we're just going to set it aside, okay? And then I'm going to go get all the other ingredients because I really want this to sit about 2 hours. Let's get the chicken seasoning because it all begins with flavor. You can't start nothing with just dead plain meat. Just saying. Okay, we've got our pound of skinless, boneless chicken breast here in this bowl. We've got all of our seasoning. And the first thing we're going to start with is Miss Lippy's Clucking Good. I'll be glad, y'all, when I can get back to offering this to y'all. So we're going to start with some Clucking Good. Now, don't be shy with your seasoning. That's it. We're going to go in with a 3-finger salt, none iodized. That's a thin 3-finger of salt. So about a half a teaspoon. And I'm just going to douse some white pepper. There again, this is to taste. I love white pepper over black pepper. It's just got a subtle heat taste, but it's also good for your digestive. Where black pepper, some people struggle with their digestive using black pepper. Okay, then we're going to come in with some garlic powder. Not much, y'all. Now, we're going to come in with some sriracha. Okay, this is to taste. I barely put anything in here. But you can increase the heat. You can decrease the heat. And that's it. It's that simple, y'all. All right, there we go. Set this down. I'm going to bring you back up. There you go. And that's all we're going to do. Now, I am going to set this in the ice box. But about 30 minutes before I'm ready to cook this chicken is when I'm going to bring it out and set it on the counter. Because you really need it at a good room temperature in order to get that good frying. Remember, we're having sweet and sour chicken. We have to fry it. So when you do try this recipe, and I hope that you do, prep, prep, prep. You know, anytime you prep in a kitchen, it makes the dinner go fast. It makes it enjoyable. And you also don't have as much cleanup because you're cleaning as you're prepping. So, I'm going to get to cutting. Okay, this is the ingredients we're going to need. The 1 pound of skinless, boneless chicken breast that I diced. And you saw the seasoning. Some salt and pepper. And this is just a small head of broccoli that I cut into small florets. I'll show you what we're going to do with them. We're going to use linguine. We do not have lo mein noodles. We've got a large diced onion, and I left them about a 1/2 inch to 1 inch because you want large pieces. And I mixed 1 large bell pepper between the green, the orange, and the red. And this was large. You could almost go with probably 1 medium red, 1 medium green. Ginger, soy sauce, rice wine vinegar, baking soda, ketchup, cornstarch, a good tablespoon of minced garlic, and some sugar. And this is what you're going to need to pull this meal together. Okay, we got our broccoli going. We got our water heating up for our pretend lo mein noodles. Did y'all see that? Power just went out. Let's pause for a minute. Let's hope it comes back on. Because I know I'm still filming, but it's dark. That was a trip, wasn't it? Power going out. You see, my power didn't go out. That was with the help of Nanny. But I wanted to do this because this is what represents what could happen at a flip of a switch. The last few days, a lot has happened across the waters. But it's not too far from home, guys. So we ask ourselves, can we keep up with the utility bills? Because we ain't seen them yet, but they coming. Because of that thing called fuel charge. Can we put fuel in our cars to get to and from work? Take our children to the doctor. You see, a flip of a switch could shut us down. So you say, well, I can handle that. Can you really? I'm sure some can. I'm sure more than not, some can't. Just that fast. And folks, I'm afraid we ain't seen hard times, but we bout to. You look at what's happening just north of us. Have you educated yourself on the connecting of the dots? Who has dinner with who? That's where it's at, y'all. Who has dinner with who? It's the middle of the road people. That's you and me. That's going to suffer from this. And I'm not saying it to scare you. What I mean by suffer is it's going to hit us financially like we have never seen. Never seen. But you know, a part of Lippy says, maybe we need a flip of a switch. Why? Because we need a restart. We need a restart bad. But I don't want it at the expense of lives. I don't want it at the expense of families, children, getting cold in the deep winters because of power. Can't get to a doctor because no fuel in the car. I don't want that. But I'm afraid it may come to it or very close to it. And I'm angry right now because I think too many just follow behind someone else on social media when you could stop, get a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, get you a beer, wine, whatever your drink of choice is, and educate yourself. This did not happen overnight. It was right in front of us. The best place to hide something is right in the open, is it not? And we were all in the open. And bam, here it is. I'm not going to be hungry. My family's not going to be hungry. But how many out there has had their head in the sand that's going to pop up with no power and hungry? This is the saddest times, I think, in my 57 years I've seen. I'm being frank. I'm being honest. It doesn't matter what your genre of lifestyle is. Farmer, garden, hobby farmer, off-grid, on-grid, Beverly Hills, New York, hell, the swamps of Louisiana. So it doesn't matter the genre or the tune that you sing, because we all fixing to sing the same damn tune. And it concerns me. It concerns me. So what do we do about it? You know what we do about it? We talk about it within respect. And we become conscious of our spending. Get what we need, not what we want. Just a simple change like that, because we're all guilty for it. I don't know, a hamburger, a Coke, a candy bar, whatever. You can't say, oh, I don't do that. That's not true. You want an extra can of peaches in a can to make a peach cobbler. Was that a want or a need? More of a want. That's all I'm saying. We're all guilty of it. But I think as of today, we need to start looking at what do we want, what do we need. Take the needs, put the wants aside, because soon there's not going to be options. There's not going to be shelves to allow you options. They will be empty. Your tank's going to be empty to go get these groceries. Start today. If you got $5 in your pocket, go somewhere and get you 5 cans of Beanie Weenies. Whatever you can do. Because, y'all, it's sad times, and you're seeing me, well, I'm cooking all of this. Chicken in the freezer since November of 20. Yes, I bought some broccoli. We eat broccoli 3 days a week. That's a need. That's our diet. Because you gotta purchase and grow what's within your wheelhouse of diet. Bell peppers, this is a staple in my house. But guess what? These bell peppers are cut up, and I've got gallons of them. Literally 3 gallons of mixed bell peppers in my freezer. I got 4 gallons of onions. I needed to use fresh for this particular recipe. I have dehydrated onions. I can still feed my family. May not be what we want, but it's the nourishment of our bodies is what we need. Now my water's calling me. Let's get these, what did I do with them? The linguine noodles going. I'm going to get off my shed talk here in the kitchen, and we're going to get back to cooking. So I got to pick you up, take you over there. Okay, over in this pot, I'm bringing my water up to a boil, and then we're going to salt it heavy and cook our linguine. You want it al dente. I usually pull mine about a minute before the noodles are actually real tender, because we're going to put them back into heat. We're going to drain the noodles, rinse with cold water. Yes, I said cold water because we got to get the starch off, and just set them aside. Okay, I thought I had the camera on, but I didn't. So I didn't get too far off. But in this bowl, this was the chicken bowl, okay? I washed it. Here's the chicken. Lord, me and my videoing. 8 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. I've got 4 teaspoons of cornstarch. And I've got a half a teaspoon of baking powder. When I grabbed in the pantry, remember I showed y'all soda? It is not soda. It's a half a teaspoon of baking powder, okay? And I added a tablespoon of oil and salt and pepper. That's it. Okay, I've got some cold water here. It's just a coffee cup that's got ice. Getting my water cold. Now this I cannot actually measure for you because it's got to have a certain consistency. Okay, so I'm just going to go in probably 1/4 of a cup right there. I'll be able to tell. Nope, gonna need more than that. Yes, my hands are clean, y'all. All right, it's starting to come. Now, I won't get a whisk out until I get it incorporated. I'm guessing almost a cup of water, but you need it cold. And it will come together, I promise you. We got a lot of chicken, so I need a lot of batter. Now it's starting to come together. Let me get my whisk. Because I really want it smooth. Can you see? We're gonna need a little bit more. I don't want an ice cube in there. There we go. Let's get off the sides. Now we're getting it. Don't worry about the lumps. They will come out. All right, once I get it whisked, I'm gonna take this red spoon again so you can get a visual of what I'm looking for. Well, you can see it from here. It's thinner than pancake batter, but it's thicker than water. See? And that's what we're looking for. Okay, we're ready for our sauce. We're gonna go back with some cornstarch. All this is a thickener, okay? And I'm gonna attempt at guesstimating how much I'm gonna need. I'm gonna say about a half of a tablespoon. Well, that's more like a heaping teaspoon. I promise you, don't go over a teaspoon. You'll be fine, okay? Now I'm gonna attempt at 8 tablespoons, okay? By squeezing it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. Don't y'all love my measurements? Okay. And we want to get this blended. You're thinking, well, that looks lumpy. It won't be, y'all. Okay. There we go. Looks good to me. Looks smooth to you. All right, we're going to need some sugar. Let's see, I'm just going to do probably 4 tablespoons. And I'm getting it with my hand, okay? 4 heaping tablespoons of sugar. And how I'm going to be able to tell, sounds crazy, but is how pink is this ketchup getting? Okay, I'm going to go 1 more. It wasn't quite 5 tablespoons. And that's how I can tell, is because it literally will change that color. Okay, now we're going to go in with the rice wine vinegar. And this is where you will measure, because you cannot take this away. Now you can use white vinegar, but the rice wine, it does have a good flavor. But you can use regular. I'm going to go 2, because that's pretty strong. But you can omit the rice and use regular white vinegar. It's not as acidic and strong. But it will balance with that sugar, y'all. Okay? Now we're going to go in with soy sauce. I'm going to guesstimate. Now you can use low sodium. There was a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, about 3 tablespoons. Okay? I've done this so many times, trust me. I'm very close to the measurements. But now you cut the sugar down, like I said, and you go low sodium if you want to. All right. Now we got to get some sriracha. My grandkids are coming, so we're only going to do about 5 little bitty squirts. And we're going to set this aside. Oh, my word. That smells delicious. Okay, now it's time to get the chicken in here. Let me get some tongs. All We're gonna get this chicken on in here. Now, when we fry all of this, it's gonna be fried in batches. You don't wanna overcrowd. But I'll bring it to the stove and show you. I just wanna get this mixed up. Get it good and incorporated. And while it's sitting here for about 5 minutes, I'll clean up. And we're going to the frying. And then on to the vegetables. Okay, all I did was take a piece of that chicken and I just dropped it down to test and see if that batter was going to fry. So we're going to put a little bit more batter, go back in. Remember, we're going to do this in batches. My heat is on a higher side of medium, between medium and a high. Now I may have to crank it up, I may have to crank it down. And I'm probably going to go ahead and crank it up just a hair. So we're closer to a high, but not a full high. Y'all, this is going to be so, so good. Now you see, I didn't go in with piping hot grease. And that's because I don't want my grease to burn. I think I can get one more piece over here. I hated to do that, but I had to. Let's see. Let's get one more. All right, we're going to stop there. We're just going to stop there. And now you want to start working this. Once you know that they've pretty well kind of set, see? And you really want to work this grease. Because we need them to cook through and through. Now you can go smaller bites if you want to. Alright, I'm going to drop it back down to a 7. And we're just going to let these babies fry. Remember, not a high heat, because you're going to burn your grease. And you basically ruined your chicken. You'd have to start over with all new oil. We're about minute and a half, 2 minutes in. And you see, it's not over frying. And I'm just gently moving them around. And that's all I'm going to do. So they get a good golden brown and a good crispness to them. Not burned, but a good golden brown. Okay, we are there. I'm going to set them up here. Let me show you. Setting them up here on the paper towel. On a plate. Y'all take a peek at this. Yes, I sampled a piece. So, so good. All right, now we've got a very hot pot. I do not own a wok. One day I hope to. But I'm going to come in and I'm going to hit it. Coat the bottom with some cooking oil. We want that oil to get hot. Let me find my rag. Get a drink of water. That chicken is out of this world. Okay. We're going in with our vegetables. You hear that hot pot, and that's what you want. Now, we're on a high heat, y'all. Now, you see, I'm not going to put any salt in here to sweat them down. Because what I'm trying to do is get a lot of heat on them and get them to tender without bringing in a lot of moisture. For about a minute. Can y'all see down in here? I think you can. There you go. Oh, yeah. And that's what we want. Now, I'm going to keep moving them because I do not want them to blister. Because remember, we're not pulling moisture out, so we're not going to add salt to do so. Okay, look at the bottom of this pot and you think, man, you burn it. Remember, I've told y'all that's gratin. I'm gonna pull it off. When we put that sauce, it'll pull it off. That's flavor. Now in goes that tablespoon of garlic, minced garlic, and that ginger. Okay? I want to get it all out of there. And you don't want this to stay long because you will burn it. Now we're still on a high heat for just a second. Now I'm going to crank it down to a medium. We're not putting the broccoli in. It's already basically cooked. Now we're coming in with this goodness, y'all. Can you see? I'm going to show y'all a trick. I'm going to take a handful of these noodles and I'm going to clean this bowl that sauce was in with these noodles. A little bit more. We don't want to miss a drop of this sauce. Now this is where you're going to have to judge how much noodles you want. I'm going to end up with some leftover noodles. If I can get them off my hands. There we go. Now watch what I do. I'm steadily turning this. And I'm cleaning the bottom of this pot. This is some sticky goodness, y'all. All right, we're going to come in with our chicken. Save me a little crumb. All right, now we're going to come in with the broccoli. We're going to gently fold. I do not want to break that broccoli up. There you have it. We're going to plate it up, y'all. Got to get a fork. Now you saw this platter. It's huge. And I told you 6 people. 1 pound of chicken. Now if you prefer dark, definitely do dark. But it was 1 pound. Bell peppers. 1 green one, 1 yellow one. Okay? Onion. You had a tablespoon of garlic, tablespoon of ginger, some soy sauce, vinegar. You don't have to use rice wine vinegar, just vinegar. So you saw all the ingredients. But let's say the main expense, chicken. Well, I buy mine in bulk. But let's say it's $4 a pound. We're just going to go with that. That's about average, I guess. So that's $4. These noodles was $1. We're at $5. Green bell peppers usually 50 cents. We're at $5.50. Red bell pepper, if you buy it fresh, it's $1. We're at $6.50. Onion, probably 30 cents. So you're almost right at $7. You should have the other ingredients. Most of you do. So a family of 6, a meal like this for $7. Y'all, it doesn't get any cheaper. And name something that's not good in here. Maybe a little bit of sugar. But really and truly, we don't have to get a passport to enjoy a good Oriental meal. Now, I'm trying to get in here because y'all know what I want. But I need a small piece of chicken. Oh, no, that ain't small. Hang on. I'm digging. I can't talk to y'all with a mouthful of food. Oh, well. I'm just going to have to bite it. But y'all look at that. What? Okay, here goes. I'm dropping it Well, there went a noodle. There went an onion. Aren't you glad Lippy don't cut a camera off? This is stupid good. Another sauce est bon. Buddy is going to love it. You gotta make it. You gotta make it. It's time for me to plate up. I'm just getting a sample for the grandkids. And Felicia gets here. I hope you're enjoying the new Miss Lippy. Not that I've changed. But we're just going to have fun. We're just going to do everything, talk about everything. It's just not always going to be about gardening. Because some of you folks don't have a way to garden. Maybe you got to outsource to a farmer. Maybe you got to buy great value green beans. But you know what we all have in common? We're going to feed our family. One way or another. This is good. God bless.